Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Shining Song Starnova with me, Zwei. When we last left off, we had just finished the girls' first live event, which was a resounding success. And we've just entered into Chapter 2, which was titled Center Battle. As you might expect from the title, I suspect that we are going to have some competition relating around the center of the unit coming up in the story here, so let's see what happens. Over a month had passed since our debut live. Word of Starnova's songs had begun to spread throughout Akiba. Slowly, work began to trickle into our agency. Eventually, the offers increased, and now the girls could be considered professionals in the truest sense of the word. Our days got busier as we performed lives, appeared in magazines, and appeared on radio on a regular basis. All that in a month? That's like really expedited. Oh, and we even had a dedicated dance instructor now. What? Kodama's the dance instructor? I thought he was a photographer. Okay, well, like I said, we are in blind territory now, guys. Everything up to the live was in the demo I played way back when, but yeah, this is all new, so didn't see that coming. Alright, my kittens, let's go through the dance one more time. Why is this guy our dance instructor? Well, you're the one who was always grumbling the loudest about not having an instructor, right? Maybe it's just karma. This is how Kodama-san is. I'm sure the producer-san will make sure he doesn't do anything strange. Seriously, I can't believe that loser actually hired this guy. You suppose the two of them could be in cahoots? Maybe this Kodama guy gave the producer some back alley deal to get this job. Don't mind it. That's just the way things are in this industry. Huh, who would have thought that Kodama would also be a dance trainer and a choreographer? He was truly a man of many hidden talents. Although he could really do something about that winning personality of his. Let's move those bottoms, ladies. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The weekly Starnova fan club meeting shall now commence. Comrade Junpei, how goes our fan site? Online and propagating through Chirper and fan space, our face space. Comrade Riku, trawl the Chan for trolls who taint the sanctity of our goddesses. Roger. Comrade K2, man our blog and populate the calendar. Spread the word of coming events. Yes, this is totally how people talk. Roger! We also had a fan site dedicated to covering our efforts now. Even though I didn't know who was responsible for running it, I was glad to know there were fans willing to support us. I leaned back in my chair. Our jobs for Golden Week were coming to an end. Even though everyone else was on vacation, this was the time when idols had to work the hardest to entertain the masses. But the girls were most likely exhausted as well. To tell the truth, the whole crew had worked tirelessly ever since this all began in February. I couldn't work them like machines. People needed a break, after all. I looked outside, to a street covered in sakura blossoms. Springtime was here, huh? Maybe we should finally take a vacation. I clicked my mouse and went to a travel website. Hot Springs Vacation? The girls looked at me with surprise. You've all worked hard the past month. Thanks to the amount of jobs we performed, I think it's safe to take a week-long vacation. So with that said, let's take a company trip to the hot springs for 3 days. It'll be a good way to unwind and form new bonds after everything we've been through. So like a hot spring episode, huh? Not bad, producer. It's high time we let off some steam. Besides, people will get bored if we don't give them enough service shots. Haki-chan, why do you always say such strange things? This vacation is just for us. We won't be filming or releasing photography of it. I guess I can just chirp pics of myself then. I bet I'm gonna blow past your follower count. No way. Let's take the next few days off. Then we can leave for the trip from the 10th to the 12th. None of the girls voiced any objections. And so with that, our first company retreat was decided. Later that day, The girls had just finished their dance practice and were huddled around each other, speaking in hushed tones. A trip to the onsen? You suppose we're finally making bank now? I wouldn't be surprised. Just think how many lives we've been putting on lately. Add the increased attendance because of Golden Week and you've got sustainable profits. Well, I for one am glad our agency is finally right side up. The Lamb of Starnova really doesn't understand a thing. Listen up, this is where the real battle starts. So far, we've just been dancing without a damn care in the world. But now that the money people know Starnova can make Fuzukawa-san rain from the heavens, this is when the culling's going to start. Let me try that again. But now that the money people know Starnova can make Fuzukawa-san rain from the heavens, this is when the culling's going to start. Right, sure? Culling? In other words, the center battle is upon us. Center battle! My. Every idol unit has its rainmakers, and its dead weight. Aki eyed each girl with scrutiny, as if suggesting any of them could fall into the latter category. By the way, while we're on the notion of the center and all that, I have no idea how much input we'll have into any of that, but eventually, you know, there will be points when we have decisions to affect what route we go on and such. I assume. I don't know the actual structure of Starnova, but I'm assuming it's, you know, fairly typical visual novel fare in that way. But the fan poll that I hosted to see who would be most popular for you guys to see me do a playthrough of, last time I looked, which was granted 2 days ago, but Mika was in the lead at that time. I need to look at it again. So at the moment, if we do run into any choices about that, we'll be leaning towards Mika, of course. Unless I just don't think... I'm going to give myself basically some room for some bias. If I think that another character deserves a spotlight, or we should go another direction at that time. Basically, overall, we're going to be heading towards Mika, but I'm not going to necessarily devote every decision towards Mika if I don't necessarily want to, if I don't think it fits at all, basically. Anyway. Ma, I'm not going to mention any names here, but just be aware, the people upstairs are going to start separating us into the winners and the losers. Once again, Aki eyed the others with a menacing look on her face. Of course, I, Kashiwagi Aki, will be the center of Starnova. Looks like two of you will be fortunate enough to dance beside me, where some of my light may illuminate you. As for the rest of you, well, good luck dancing in the periphery, so far away from my radiance. Aki laughed to herself, as if everything had already been decided. As if Producer-san would ever pick a shit loli like you. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you all. Producer-san and I already have a special relationship. Special? What's that supposed to mean? Keep your city hands off of P-kun, you hear? Idiot. As if the top bitch could ever be the center. We've already been on a date together. We went drinking. And Producer-san got so laid over. He spilled his heart to me, this Watanabe Julie. And it was I who mended his broken heart and gave him a reason to keep living. I don't remember it going quite that way. So it's obvious he'll choose me as the center. You guys are just out of luck. As if. Your story's just a load of bull. Producer-san once saved me from a dozen muscleheads. Clearly his heart belongs with me. Mo, why is everyone arguing over this? I trust in Producer-san's judgment. I'm sure he'll pick the center based solely on Starnova's best interest, and won't play favorites based on who batted her eyelashes at him the most. Even though, in my opinion, that best girl is me, huh? Anyways, we mustn't impress ourselves on Producer-san just because we want to be picked as the center. However, Sasami's words fell entirely on deaf ears. I'll use this hot springs trip to completely string Producer-san around my fingers. He'll be so obsessed with me by the time we're back, He'll pick me as the center and start a new solo unit just for me. Naive. There's no way a super bitch like you could ever win over Producer-san. Pui Pui Aki-chan will poke little holes in Oni-chan's heart and lick his tiny wounds. Until he can't resist the hot, bulging urges of his manhood anymore. I think that if you're under 18, you should leave. Yeah, Oni-chan wants to put it into Aki, but it's not allowed. Ah, Oni-chan, stop, not there, it hurts! And then, once the deed is done, Producer-san will make me the censor to keep me quiet about what happened. Okay. Dark. What is this fantasy you've got going on, Aki? It'd be quite a genre shift if something like that really happened, eh? Yahoo! I'll give you that. Don't forget about Natan. It's springtime, isn't it? This is when the cold frost of winter thaws and the animal kingdom begins a-stirring again for some action. When the male sniffs the air for the scent of a ready female, and pursues her through hell and high water to spread his seed, driven only by the law of the wild. Oh my god. In other words, it's obvious Pikun's gonna get all lovey-dovey over Natan at the hot springs and pick me as the center. I was but a fool to think this one never realized the importance of our dance formation. So in the end, everything came down to the center battle. Then this one cannot falter either. I swore upon the night I shall become an idol. So this is the way things are gonna go, huh? And here I thought you girls were gonna be different. But I see it's just the same old politics as ever. Won't be long until all of you are taking turns sucking on the producer's dick, thinking money's gonna blow out of it. Once again, hollow laughter echoed in Mariah's equally hollow chest. Yeah, Mariah's backstory is starting to sound like a harem into some galke. Shut up, you bumpkin! Anyways, it's obvious the center's gonna be me. I'm the one with the most experience, you know? Aki looked at her with derision. Yeah, the most experienced with blowing dicks and puking, apparently. Shut it, you shit loli! What are you all doing? You sound like you're planning to seduce Producer, during the hot springs trip. Sasami's face froze in horror when she saw the evil glint in her teammate's eyes. She slowly backed away. Oh dear. I've got to protect Producer-san! Without failure. Okay. Well, this is something. It's not quite the center battle I'd envisioned, but, alright. Upstairs, I suddenly shivered as if a ghost had walked through me. A fleeting sensation of dread sank in my gut, then vanished as quickly as it appeared. 1 second, water break. Alright. Strange. I wonder what that was about. Haha! Alright, 1 second, I have to send a text here. Let's work. Okay, sorry about that. Sounds like I'm going into work early tomorrow. The girls stood outside the office waiting for my arrival. Come to think of it, none of us asked how we were getting to the hot springs. I figured we'd be taking the bus or something, but I'm sure we can leave all the logistics to Producer-san. Let's take this chance to relax and come back feeling refreshed. Just as Sasami finished talking, I drove up to the office in a white rental van. I lowered the window. Thanks for waiting. It's a 7-seater. One of you needs to sit in the front, though. Well, I guess I can be the navigator, then. Mariah took shotgun, while the rest of the girls piled into the van. By the way, producer, you're not one of those people who goes totally crazy behind the wheel, right? What? Oh, sorry. Just taking a look at my phone again. And I've spaced. What? Me? No way. Figures. Pikun's too much of a plain yogurt kind of guy to have a wild side to him. Ouch! I feel completely safe with him at the wheel. Indeed, while I was sorry to disappoint anyone expecting a comical and initial D homage in the preceding scene, I was a conservative driver who obeyed the speed limit and had zero motivation to pull off a drift on a 7-seater van around any cliffside hairpin curves. Once everyone put on their seatbelts, we departed the office. We drove along to the destination. Something like this can be fun too, eh? I don't even know the last time I've gone on a trip with a bunch of friends like this. Maybe not since the school trip when I was in the second year of high school. Come to think of it, did any of you guys do that? Nope. I stopped going to school starting from middle school. Idle work comes before school. Oof. And we know Mariah's done the same thing, because she lamented, I shouldn't have dropped out of middle school for this, so... Actually, it was the same here too. I dropped out near the beginning of 3rd year in middle school. No way, that's sad. What's sad? I would have just been wasting time in class when I already had a career in the idol business. What about the rest of the team? Of course I finished high school. I was really into idols back then. I guess I had a pretty normal school life, just wandering through without a care, but it struck me around the time I became a schoolgirl. I wanted to see an idol performance on TV, and I thought to myself, I gotta do this. Or I happened to see an idol performance on TV. I thought, I gotta do this. So after graduating, I packed up my rucksack, and set out for the city to find my fortune. I heard the young people were leaving the countryside, but had no idea someone from the countryside would actually join a Tokyo talent agency. Weren't you scared of leaving everything behind, Natan? I wasn't too bothered. As long as I had the clothes on my back and some guts, I reckon things would turn out alright. What about you, Mika-chan? Indeed, this one has completed what the Light Dwellers refer to as secondary education. Those were dark days indeed, when this one was pulled from the cover of darkness every morning and forced to infiltrate the Cathedral of Light. The road was long. This one's graduation was what my birth mother referred to as one of the signs of God's existence in heaven. Oh my god. One second, again. I apologize. Alright. We're back. So she was really happy to see you graduate? I was never really that great with school, I guess. I was one of those girls who people would call a delinquent back then. That's expected of the top bitch in Starnova. Oh, shut your brat trap, shit, Loli. I love that tee she does. Anyways, I guess I scraped by. I don't really remember anything useful from school, though. Not that any of that matters. You don't exactly need to be a rocket scientist to be an idol. As for myself, my parents placed me in a private school for girls. As expected of the rich, huh? But I've always known my true calling was to be a performer. Unfortunately, the closest educational track my school offered was a choir club. Thus, following graduation, I undertook private vocal and dance lessons of my own initiative. That must have been challenging, trying to become an idol without your parents' approval. Well, Nimu is an adult now. You can't live under your parents forever, regardless of how rich they are. Hearing the girls talk about their high school life got me reminiscing. Embarrassing memories of my late adolescence came rushing back to my mind. Ugh. I shook my head. Maybe it was better if I didn't share what happened back then. Besides, all of that was ancient history now. Neither here nor there. A smug smile came over Mariah. Yeah, I'm sure that we know where this is going. What about you, producer-san? Surely a guy like you enjoyed a wholesome high school life, no? Well, pretty much. My high school life was overall uneventful. It's not like I've ever won the sports festival or sat on the student council or anything like that. But I was never a problem student either. What a generic description. What are you, one of those faceless self-insert characters in eroges? Ahem. But you omit the pivotal truth, Black Knight. Speak, how in the days of your youth you were a devotee to the dark. Oh, Mika's gonna tell about the his otakudom. I nearly caused the van to swerve. But Mika, that's all in the past now. The girls came on to me like a bunch of sharks drawn onto a droplet of blood. So the producer-san was like that as a kid. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. Hey, producer, were you one of those guys who bought 100 copies of your favorite idol CD or something? Oh, you think I'm loaded or something? Of course I didn't have enough money to do things like that. I know it sounds weird coming from a pro idol, but I honestly don't understand why anyone would throw their money to the winds doing stuff like that. If it moves money, who really cares? They're just showing their support to you, that's all. Idol Ota... Oh, like otaku. Idol Ota are really are pathetic. Oi, oi, Mariah, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that out loud. Whatever, it's not like anyone's gonna hear. Just the entire audience of the game. Hey, don't sweat it. I know well enough to stick to the script when the paparazzi are buzzing around. It's nice to have a producer who really understands idols, though, isn't it? I don't know. It's not just girls who sign on to the idol industry believing the stuff they see on television and get wrecked when they see how things work in the real world. 1 second here again. Sorry, my boss keeps texting me. Okay. I'll respond to that in a bit. It's not urgent. Alright. If you're gonna survive in this world, you gotta be ruthless. Ruthless! Just because you're a mega idol ota doesn't mean you have the chops to survive in the business. Nah, I guess that's the way the world is. Dark. Hey, producer-san, does that mean that your lair is filled with posters of your... Oshimen? I actually don't know what that is. Look here. You're making it sound like I'm some weirdo. I might have some industry-related memorabilia, but I'm sure it's nowhere near as bad as you're imagining. So, who's your Oshimen? So just who's your Oshimen? I'm afraid that's classified. Not even a clue? Hey, producer-san, what type of girl do you like? What was with this sudden pop quiz? Silence suddenly fell upon the van as the girls looked at me inquisitively. Oh, what a pickle, Pikun! Perhaps if this was an eroge, this would be the part where I had to click on one of the girls' faces to raise their flag. Wait, as if... It was, I was better... Just keep... Let me try this again. Wait, as if... I better just keep my eyes on the road. A good-looking girl with a good personality. Listen, as much as this girl loves to peddle whatever character types are moving cash, real people can be simplified into a certain type. It's just a convenient shortcut people take to avoid getting to know someone. It's like you guys said, the real world isn't like what you see on television. Screw the real world. 2D Banzai! Mika. I have no idea what you're saying. Producer-san always talks about such intellectual things. Apparently bored by all where the conversation diverted, the girls started talking about something else. Looks like I managed to successfully change the subject. But wait, could that just mean the girls didn't care which girl I liked the most? Dope! Of course, why would any of them care about their producer's interest in women? I swallowed the irrational disappointment in my throat and focused on driving. Oh me. After an hour drive up the mountains, we were at the Onsen Inn. President Okada and Kodama arrived in their car as well. Hello, my kitties. Why is this guy here? Boy, he's your dance instructor, isn't he? Looks like we'll have to be on the lookout for peepers while we're taking our bath then. This isn't middle school, you know. Do not worry, Aki-chan. I'll keep the young men occupied so you can relax with peace of mind. We checked into the inn and went to our rooms. Unknown to me, a black conspiracy was brewing in the girls' room. Looks like the time's finally come. Listen here, this is where the battle begins. Only one of us is going to be picked the center after this, and that girl is gonna be me. Foolish loli. Sorry to burst your bubble, but there's no way a real man's gonna get excited by that kid body of yours. You just appeal to creepers who want to screw their little sisters or something. It's obvious Producer-san's gonna pick me as the center. You got some guts saying that to my face. Cut it out. Are you two middle schoolers or something? Perhaps Producer-san is a boob man. Nemu cupped her underboob in her palms and wondered to herself whether they were big enough to brainwash Producer-san into selecting her as the center. Perhaps I shall give him a visual inspection to determine whether these are worthy of the center of Starnova. Pheromone overdose. Fools! You care for nothing but your earthly bodies, but connections are born of feelings, not lust. This one understands the producer's inner desires, his deepest secrets, his passion. Yes, for he is not merely Producer-san, but Black Knight, bringer of the night's opera. It is I who shall earn his trust and become the party leader. Yeah, that's enough from Chuni-chan over there. Everyone, you're all just planning to trick Producer-san into picking you as the center, aren't you? Playing with someone's feelings is wrong. With that said, aren't we missing someone? Yeah, where's Natan? It feels unusually quiet somehow, like we're missing the biggest mouth of the group. Natan? I sat in my room after Kodama and President Okada left to tour the area. Given how much I had worked in the past 2 months, I wasn't that eager to walk around the mountains with them. It sure was tough getting this far, but at least Starnova was doing well for now. I knew that our victory was still temporary at best. Nowadays, idol groups rose and collapsed in the blink of an eye, but for now, things seem to be proceeding alright. The door to the room slid open. Are you finished with the tour already? She did sneak away to see the producer. Oh man. Natan, huh? Is there something you needed? No, I was just checking in on P-kun to make sure he was doing alright. Me? Natan nodded vigorously before plopping down beside me. I recalled the discussion I had with Natan right before our first photo shoot. Was she still talking about that? Yeah, well, you know, I'm still hanging in there. Yeah, what was with that terrible response? What was I saying? I couldn't believe I was getting flustered by Natan, of all people. P-kun's been working hard for all our sakes, eh? I know, Natan will give P-kun a back rub. Huh? Natan, there's no need. Despite my reluctance, Natan crawled behind me on all fours and began to squeeze my shoulders. There, let the tensions just float away. An incredible sensation reverberated through my shoulders to the rest of my body. I held my breath and tried to refrain from making any further strange noises. With each need, Natan melted away the tension in my muscles. I could feel relaxation flow down my back and pool in my lower gut. An involuntary smile came to my face, and I closed my eyes in bliss. How's that? Oh yeah, that's good. You want some more of this? But man, this is Natan's special technique. Huh? My jaw dropped and my eyes rolled up into my skull in wonder as Natan squeezed the sides of my neck. Are they going to be outside? In there? Yeah, they're going to hear the sounds and nothing else. Meanwhile, the rest of the girls crowded up against the other side of the door. Aki pressed her ear to the door. What are they doing in there? Can you hear anything? Why am I here too? Everyone. Unbelievable noises soon began to leak from the thin paper door. Yeah, P-kun's so firm. He's hard as a rock. Don't worry, Natan will take care of the tension. Gotta make everything all nice and loose again. Oh, Natan. Oh, you like that, do you? Oh, you're the best. This technique was passed down from my grandmother to my mother to me, just for this special day. Oh, wow. Jeez, don't stop. P-kun, you're all mine. Color drained from the girls' faces as the scandalous words oozed from the room. Eh? Has Natan already turned Producer-san into her sex slave? Oh, that face! Pretty sure she hasn't made that one before. No way! I never knew Natan was that kind of girl! That was fast. Does Natan have some special move? Or is Producer just a total pushover? But Black Knight, how could you fall so easily? Oh god! Oh, run! Run for the hills, Producer-san! Quick now, before it's too late! Yes! Oh god. Everyone came crashing into the room as Nimue slammed the door open. Oh boy. Oh, it's everyone! Oi, what are you guys doing? Be careful. Eh? The others looked on with disbelief to see Natan sitting behind me with her hands on my shoulders. So it was just a back massage, huh? Of course it was! What the hell did you guys think it was, you idiots? Has something happened? Why am I suddenly inside the room? What do you mean? Do you not carry over your memories from when you're in yandere mode? I'm sorry, but I do not fully understand your question. Unbelievable. Thank goodness, it was only a back massage. The goody two-shoes finally admits to playing the game too. No, I simply believe Producer-san would never take advantage of one of his talents so easily. That is so. Black Knight is a man of honor. He would not lay with a girl unless... their feelings were... In any matter, it is clear such event scenes require maxed out affection values. One would not come to pass so early. I have no idea what you girls are talking about. Anyways, let's not make a scene here. I don't really want to know what kind of understanding you had of the situation, but let me be clear that it was wrong. Don't mind them, P-kun. Suddenly, Natan leaned forward and wrapped her arms around my neck. I can give you another massage anytime you want. Even against the wall of angry women before me, I couldn't protest against Natan's offer. Those back rubs were intense. In all my life, I'd never felt anything quite like them. Granted, I'd never had my back massaged, much less by a girl, so I wouldn't know what they're normally supposed to feel like, but I felt as if Natan's technique went above and beyond the average masseuse. As expected of a country girl, she had a firm grip and a mastery of the domestic arts. Aki looked on in rage as Natan proudly smiled at having won my favor. This isn't over yet. Everyone knows the horse that pulls ahead first isn't the winner. With that, Aki stomped away, with the rest of the girls dispersing after her. Natan affection point, +1 gained! Yes, by doing absolutely nothing. Truly, we are masters at this game. The girls sighed in contentment as they unwound themselves in the hot spring. Anyways, I can't believe Natan was the one to make her, first one to make her move. Knock 'em fast and hard when the enemy is unprepared. According to Sun Tzu, that's the first law of war. Holy shit. Natan has read The Art of War by Sun Tzu? She's got a one-up on me. Like, that's a book I want to read at some point in my life. But I haven't done it, so yeah. Ara, that's not how I remember reading it. I have no idea what you're talking about. Or was she just... I guess the implication there is that she hasn't actually read the book. She's just... It's just some hearsay she got from somewhere. Okay. What an amateur. If you burn all your energy in the first song, or a song of a 2-hour live, you're going to be on the floor by the end. The art of war isn't about striking early, but when it's most opportune. As expected of a pro idol, Aki-chan certainly knows her material. Of course! Well, I roughly get what you mean now. But who's gonna try next then? It'd be better to wait so that you can leave the final impression, huh? Indeed, the key to victory may be patience. In that case, I shall try. While the final impression may be important, it is still the early impression which sets the bar for all subsequent interactions. I see. When Producer-san sees the power of Nimu's booby smasher, it shall be made clear to him that the center of Starnova shall be I, Akimoto Nimu. Nimu's character is basically just the girl with the boobs, it seems like. Plus yandere. Anyway. The bar shall be set so high that all other chests shall be but Nobi planes to Mount Haku. That's unfair. Booby yandere monster. No one wants their woman to have a second ass on their chest. Booby smasher. Mika submerged herself deeper into the water to the embarrassing yet soft and bouncy memories of her first live. I remember that. Nimu shamelessly opened her arms and bared all before the other girls, as if her memories were a pair of artillery pieces. I'm getting out. All of a sudden, I'm getting lightheaded. Okay, and I think with that silliness out of the way, that's where we're going to end today's episode. So I'm sure things will continue to be silly, yet probably humorously interesting in the next episode. So I hope you guys are still enjoying Shining Song Starnova. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.